Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to FPL, don't panic. Um, oh, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. A weird thing is it could have actually been worse. That's fucking hard to hard to reconcile with, isn't it? But it actually could have been worse. Currently, when they get the bench points, 34 points when it comes off the bench. Chow with the timber knock. But yeah, 200k red at the moment. Yeah, dropped about 1.2 million, so outside the well outside the top 1 million now. Still got two to play. Where there's life, there's hope. I'll go through that in a minute, but gonna need a Christmas miracle. What am I going to talk about this morning? This might be the last video actually for a few days. We might actually be well into the game week 19 and maybe past it by the time you hear from me again. Thank God, says you lot, because I'm supposed to be going camping this afternoon and away for a few days, and I'm not even sure if we're going to have a signal. So going to go through the game week 19 team, and we'll have a quick look at the game week 18 so far. Yeah, what questions have I got? I've got many questions. Are we about to see a seismic shift in the template? I think it's going to be driven largely by the Bruno injury, so I think we're already seeing it, and the Isak injury, even though of course Isak isn't playing. You know, Ekatike, Vert, Gapco, will he start coming back and getting his minutes guaranteed? Don't know. Liverpool didn't look great though, did they? Yeah, that's one of the duck bullets I think I dodged a little bit. That really could have been so much worse. I mean, I was nervous enough with that game, not having any Liverpool coverage. I did think about when I had to transfer Bruno out for the hit, because I'd gone early with my transfers to beat price rises, moving towards my 4-5-1. Not going to beat that dog to death anymore. But here I am on the 4-5-1, and it most certainly has not worked. Mightn't have been too bad, I guess, without the Timber injury. Might have picked up the Arsenal clean sheet or anything else from Timber, I guess. And who knows what Bruno would have done. And of course, a lot of people wouldn't have been going for Vert. So I still think it would have been a bad game week. But that shift towards the Verts and Ekatike, it just changed everything. So meant I had team wasn't right for this game week. And others had more sensibly hung on to transfers, or still had some left over from their 5 transfers, were able to more easily get to a Verts, like a TK, or well, one or both. And I think a bit of a difference there, obviously, with the Verts goal being the big one. And I did very nearly go Verts over Cunha. I've got Cunha for Wolves next week, so that may balance out in the long run. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. We just have to suck it up and deal with it. Let's run through the team, the good, the bad and the ugly. Mostly bad and ugly, a few good bits in there, not enough to compensate. Okay, my Verbravka is the one really bright spot in all of this, that I've really got this Dubravka Verbruggen call right so far. And I call it the Verbravka. So what I've got, as you'll see in the subs there, I've got Dubravka and Verbruggen, but I'm obviously been very strategically playing the rotation there. I've had them since game week 16, so I've picked up a 1, 11 and 11, and an 11, which is actually, for those 3 game weeks, is actually quite spectacular really. So that is one of the good bits. That's an average, 7.6 average I've had out of them on my rotations, and some decent fixtures coming now for the Verbruggen version of the Verbravka, if you know what I mean. Does it make sense? I think it makes sense. I've got a Verbravka. I put in there the one that played out of the Verbravka Verbruggen, and at the moment that is, yeah, the one bright spark in this sorry mess. And say a couple of good fixtures to come there as well. Timber, haven't got anything in there for him, obviously. Didn't play. I've got the Chow 2 points to come off of the bench. So yeah, it is what it is. The United game. Okay, yeah, another bright spark. I'm going to talk about the bright sparks. I did take the hit and put Cunha in, and I wanted something to cheer in the first up game. United fan, couldn't have been happier with the result. First half performance very good. Threadbare team. How we got a win in that I do not know, but I absolutely take it. I was slightly disparaging of Dorgu a couple of weeks ago because he hasn't been very good for us. I think someone actually had them in their team that actually had a good score. Dorgu was one of your players. He may have just been on the bench. He looked very good. He looked very good. Now, here comes the question: is that if he's going to be clearly playing out on that right through these AFCON games, I don't think I can go there. But is he a little bit like Lewis Potter? Is that worth a punt? Lewis Potter of Brentford, playing out of position for a few games. Yeah, it's certainly worth a consideration if you've got the transfers to do something like that over the next few games. I think, defender playing out of position, so you got chances of points all over the place. I don't think I'll be having a look at that myself because we come to, as I say, obviously the Timber situation. We'll talk about that in a second when I talk about the Game Week 19 team. O'Reilly, City find a way to concede. Of course they did. Yeah, I mean, I've gone back to the not being convinced by O'Reilly again. I mean, he's had 3 returns, but 3 returns there in the last 5, but he's still done a 3.8 average. Because City, concede goals, and he's not really getting those attacking returns. There are definitely better points options out there. He's definitely going to be in for the next few game weeks. I'd be more inclined if I could get to him, and I probably could get to him in a couple of game weeks. Is Gabriel is looking way more threatening from the set pieces, and I think more likely to get the DEFCON as well. So if I'm going to stay with a City defender, just starting to think maybe a move to Gavardio in a few weeks if the opportunity arises. But in for Sunderland anyways. We'll talk about Game Week 19 properly in a minute. Lacroix hasn't played yet, or Mukiele. Tottenham home, Leeds home. Currently sitting on 34 points. My prediction for Game Week 18 was 56.4 without a captain's return. Clearly didn't get the captain's return. We're going to get 10 points each out of them effectively. Never know. Clean sheet. DEFCON, a little bit of bonus. I really need a Christmas miracle. I really do. We'll see. This thing has a funny way of almost being accurate sometimes. But fuck me, I really need something special out of one or both of those. Cunha, yes. He started off first half. I thought, this could be the right decision. Second half, this is not the right decision. Not at the moment, but there's some decent fixtures. I've got him in there now as part of my midfield 5. We've got Wolves, we've got Leeds, we've got Burnley. I thought he was very good in the first half. A little bit greedy, but we don't mind that, do we? Though, as for FPL players, FPL assets, we want them having the cracks at goal. But second half, it was just United were backs to the wall. Never looks like. So we did hit the post, didn't we? Anyway, he's in. And we know what Cunha is capable of, and as I say, it was just a fabulous result for United. So that is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, the highlight of the week, getting a win in that game. Palmer, my big worry, I guess, going forward now is, does he even play against Bournemouth, who look like they could concede a ton of goals. This is the one where I probably really needed a big Palmer step up this game week, but just the 2 points. And Villa, how are they doing it? I do not know how they're doing it. I seriously don't. But after looking as though they were going to get blown off the park, got the 2-1 win, and Watkins off the bench. I'd be interested to have a little look at Watkins' numbers. Actually, said some weeks ago when he bags that he'll start to score consistently, and even though he's benched, I'm not quite sure what his numbers will look like for the last 5 game weeks. But I suspect they're a lot better than some of my players that I've got out there at the moment. Won't be going there. I just haven't, unless I'm taking a number of hits. No way of going there. yeah, they just always backfire. I mean, I don't know why I do them. I really need to stop that. I look at likes of FPL Nightmare, who takes hits for fun, and they never work for him. The one they do seem to work for is old D Unit. He took a, actually he didn't know, they didn't work for him this week. He took a -12. -12. Yeah. See, some people do it. Some people it works. But D Unit does seem to catch little bits of luck with them. But yeah, overall, got to stop doing it. Got to stop doing it. Got to have a long, hard look at myself for the second half of the season from game week 20 onwards. Because we're really going to have a good second half of the season. Yeah, Foden. Has Foden got off the boil? Had a couple of strikes of goal. Never really looked. He had some good moments, but this is what I'm talking about. Are we going to start to see this seismic shift in the template? You know, there's other players are definitely stepping up. I think Wilson did get an assist. I wouldn't be going Wilson now, though. I think all those good fixtures have gone. What's the Shade hat-trick. Spoke about Shade, didn't I, 3 or 4 weeks ago? Never really seriously thought about going there. It was a little think about it, but woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't. Saka, okay, another bright spot in this death spreadsheet of death. I always say it, you've heard me say it all season, Saka 7, here he is, once again, Saka 7. I know a lot of people seem to, I know loads have sold him. Quite a few have actually tried to shift away from him to move in other directions. But he's just your reliable 6 to 7 point average. If you actually, that's showing a 6.2 there. But if you actually took out, if you understand, in the Saka 6, the 6 there in the game week 14, he did. I think that's one he just only played 57 minutes in. He gave away a penalty. Of course, if you have to look across the whole season, I actually did this before this game. If you look across the whole season and take out the matches where he's injured in and took limited minutes, like 30 minutes, he's actually on 7. It's just what he does. I don't know how, why, whatever. It's a season after season thing. So very happy with that. That side of things, and yeah, pretty happy, you know, considering, you know, who knows what points were lost there as well. Rice just missed Defcon playing in at right back, which was always likely, you know. So, you know, the Timber injury, I presume it's an injury, he's had a knock or something. He's green flag now and he has a yellow flag now. He obviously had to fill in at right back, so that limited his attacking threat. Happily, he did get the assist. Lost the clean sheet. Lost the clean sheet, but he'd only got 1 point for that course. But 5, yeah, but I think in the circumstances, you know, it's something. And you know, 5.4 average at this stage with some of those fixtures to come. You know what? I'm going to change that. Bloody Villa's got, even for Arsenal home, I'm not changing it live here, I'm changing it on my spreadsheet. Yeah, Villa are just bloody good. That's definitely, even for Arsenal, that's a blue fixture at home, so I've changed it on my own spreadsheet live here. And for everyone else away, that's just absolutely, whoever you are, it's just a red fixture. Going so well. Not sure how they're doing it. And Haaland, oh yeah, I did say I think Haaland was going to blank. I did also say that I thought Ekitike would brace. So I got the first bit right. Why didn't I move the captain's armband off Haaland? Didn't really feel like I had a great, amazing option. Thought about Saka. Obviously wish I'd gone there now. But sheer blind fear that of course you go against Haaland, and you know, he is capable of getting that brace against anyone. But not in this fixture. Forest, I thought, looked actually pretty decent, in fairness. I think City got lucky. I think they actually did get lucky. So that's kind of it. Yeah, sitting on the 2 points come from Chelsea, sitting on 34 points. And I have got Lacroix and Mukiele to come, and I need a miracle. I really do. And I'm not that hopeful that the miracle will happen. But that's where we are. Really, where do we go from here? Okay. Let's talk about game week 19. And the current lineup. So that's how we look. So the Verbravka will have West Ham away. You don't know what West Ham you're going to get, so we'll see. Listen, it's the rotations there. Got 21 on the horizon there, where there's no real good answer. But you know, for the next two, that looks okay. And as I said, you know, it's for me, it's you know, pretty much hitting like a 7-point average. You know, that's higher than Raya. It's probably higher than any single goalkeeper, I would imagine. I can't be sure on that actually, but yes, that 7-point average, you're getting that out of your keeper. That's fantastic. It's like a clean sheet every week, and that's my average for 16, 17, 18. So no issues there. Timber is of course the issue. Now we'll go back to my lineup and the plan, and I have to ask myself if there is going to be a seismic shift in the template. Does this plan change? Should I be looking more at the 4-4-2? Some strikers are starting to put their hand up, namely in Ekitike, whose minutes are guaranteed. I'm not overly convinced by the Ekitike move. I know that's probably going to come and bite me on the bum, but Liverpool still look pretty freaking shocking. They were lucky to get away with the result against Wolves. They really were. It's not somewhere I can go anyways this game week, even if I wanted to, and I definitely haven't made a decision on what I'm going to do. The problem child is going to be Timber. So I think in terms of that back line with O'Reilly, Sunderland away, famous last words again, of course, with that City tendency to, well, they did keep 3 clean sheets on the trot, didn't they? Probably should have kept a clean sheet in that one, but of course they conceded the one. Sunderland away, Stadium of Light. You always fancy Sunderland could get a goal, but we're going to have to go with it, come what may. The concerns, I still have these around Crystal Palace, but at Selhurst Park, Fulham home, yeah, not too bad, I think. And Chow, Burnley away. It's just Newcastle away from St James's. Don't know. You'd say that's a great fixture for them, wouldn't you? You'd say that's an absolute cracker of a fixture. Newcastle certainly do have some great fixtures on the horizon. Yeah, we've got Palace home, Leeds home, Wolves away. You know, I think Chow, I think I've got to play certainly through those home fixtures. He's certainly going to stay for the next 3 or 4. You know, as I said, talk again. I still think my ideal back line will consist of an Tarkowski or a Keane, both who came in with clean sheets and DEFCON this game week. Maybe I should have restructured the defence before I restructured the midfield. It would have actually worked out better, in truth. But I didn't, so it can only be one transfer this week. It's as simple as that. And my ideal back line, which will sort of be Tarkowski or Keane, probably Keane. Does not looking like Brathwaite's going to be back till the end of January, so we'll get a decent run out of him. And obviously he's a lot cheaper. Chalobah, despite Chelsea's result yesterday. Gabriel, Chalobah, Keane, probably over the next few game weeks, and maybe just run with the Chow for a little while, just for a little while. Yeah, Waffle, Timber has to go for Gabriel. That's my Gabriel. It's a sideways move. I've got plenty of money in the bank. I've got 1.5 million in the bank, so that's fine. Hadn't really wanted to make that move. I really wanted to roll this week, but I don't think I've got an option. What I won't be doing though is where I'm certainly going to wait until the game week is over and not be making, unless I guess there is a potential when a lot of people start jumping on Gabriel. Certainly Timber's already been sold, so I've noted that already, so there's a chance of a drop in price. I guess the one good thing is there is barely a blink of an eye between the end of this game week and the start of the next one, so I'll wait for the game week to be over. That will be the transfer. I don't think there's any option other than that. You know, look at the fixtures. You know, Villa home, not too bad. Bournemouth away, not too bad. Liverpool home, yeah, that's just what it is. And I think if we've got the Gabriel Saliba partnership back in motion, if Timber's back and Calafiori, maybe we'll see the full Arsenal defence. I mean, is there an argument to be made to go for a double Arsenal defence? I would obviously have to shift out Saka or Rice for that, but I don't think so. I think I'm certainly going to stick with the Saka Rice combo. It's just probably the most consistent part of my team at the moment, and God knows I need to find some consistent parts in this team. So the transfer, yeah, as we look at game week 19, I think it would have to be Timber going out for Gabriel, and at the moment, doesn't matter, but every dollar does count. At the moment, it is literally a straight swap, and I'm not dipping into the bank balance. The rest of this, how does it look? We'll have obviously Lacroix and Chow. You know, defence doesn't look too bad. Gabriel in there as well. Not perfect fixtures by any manner of means, but not awful either. Midfield. I referred to my midfield from a few weeks ago, having Bruno in there. But Cunha, Wolves at home, fine. I think he could be on penalties as well, or he should be. But you got to say, I mean, I did actually say, I think I said it in the comments actually, if not live. You know, Wolves have gone away from home. They've only lost 2-1 at Anfield. They only lost 2-1 somewhere else as well. They have shown a little bit of a capability to dig in away from home in a few fixtures. I know United absolutely battered them at Molineux a few weeks ago, a game week or two ago. But it is a very, very weakened United team. A very, very weakened United team. You know, we're playing kids at the back. Might not be a bad call for a Dorgu or someone if you have got the transfers to do it. Or Adrian Heaven, I thought very, very good. Very, very good. So a 1 week punt could be worth a punt. To bring in another United asset, I might consider that myself potentially. But obviously I've got the Timber issue to deal with. So Cunha, and is he a shout for a captain's armband? Is it too early for me to start taking punts? Because I do need to start regaining some ground, or the season is going to slip away. The season's going to slip away. I think it's too early to say that yet. I've come back from worse. I've come back from worse than this and had good finishes. But as each week goes by, and unless I have, as I say, a bit of a Christmas miracle with my 2 remaining players, not good. It's not good. as I say, as the season starts to run out, all of a sudden it's like, oh Jesus, that's game over. Palmer, Bournemouth at home. Again, now this is a concern. Does Palmer start? The answer is I don't know, and it's not going to surprise me if he gets benched for a rest, which would be really gutting, because this is, I think, a really prime fixture for him to do some damage in. And about to sneeze. Excuse me. Does Palmer start? I don't know. I think it's 50-50. And it's a shame, because this is, as I said, this is the sort of prime sort of fixture where he could get that haul, and then there's a stampede of people wanting to get to him. And as I say, we're moving closer and closer to a really fabulous Chelsea fixture turnaround. And as I say, the original plan was, when I had the Bruno, Palmer, Foden, Saka, Rice, it was going to be very, very hard for people to get to that midfield because of the pricing. That's become less relevant now, obviously, with the Bruno injury. But it would still, I suspect it would still be challenging. But we need to have Palmer as a desirable asset. And at the moment, he's not quite hitting the heights. He's had a few returns for me, but nothing to write home about yet. Foden, I need to see Foden return to form. I think the Foden sell-off, if Foden blanks, here's my next prediction, if Foden blanks against Sunderland away, the Foden sell-off will begin. Saka, Rice. Listen, I'm happy enough that is not an easy fixture against Villa, but I'm actually happy enough with that. As I say, you can't have perfect fixtures every week, you know. And Arsenal at the Emirates, Rice, it is absolutely the sort of fixture where you would see him getting his DEF CON. So I think he's he should be starting from a base of of about 4 points, provided he doesn't get booked or anything. Set piece deliveries, as proven once again with his assist this week. They're deadly. Gabriel back, not one in. Could be good. So it is an Arsenal triple up for Villa home, and that's by just because of the way this has worked out now with the Timber injury, but that is likely to be the case. That's not the easiest fixture. It's not what you normally sort of target, is it, at the moment? Yeah, the die's been cast on this one. And Haaland, currently captain's armband on him. Away to Sunderland. Oh, I don't think that's an easy fixture at all. I really don't. Do I dare put the captain's armband on Cunha? I'd be tempted to put it on Palmer, honestly. Bournemouth are in free fall. What did they do? They were like second in the table after 9 game weeks, and now they've gone 9 game weeks in a row. This is at the very beginning of the season. I didn't want to touch Bournemouth. I said, oh, they've just had so many sole players, particularly in the defence. I thought they're going to be shipping goals. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And they went in that lovely first game week. And I thought, oh, completely got that wrong. But seeing the Bournemouth in these last 9 that I thought we were going to see in the first 9 of the season, I'd be so tempted if I could be sure Palmer was starting. You know what? I would totally put a captain's armband on him. I can't be sure he's going to be starting. Yeah, and that's it. And then all I've got, this is, I guess, is the worry now at the moment. But I just have to roll with it. I've made my bed. I've got to line it. I've painted myself into my little corner. All I've got is Mukiele on the bench with Man City at home. Wouldn't surprise me if they keep City out, though. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. That's it, guys. That's the team. Little downbeat today. I've just got to work out now what's happening with. Supposed to be going camping, but there's a big storm on the horizon. Hopefully it blows through quickly. If it does blow through quickly, I'm going to be off with a bunch of friends, heading to a sort of little batch and putting some tents up and having some beers and playing some guitar, and been very, very silly. I hope your game week's going better than mine. I know some of you is not. Yeah, I'm on page 2 now of the FPL Don't Panic League. That's right. We can bounce back from this. We can bounce back from this. Take care. Have fun. Play your own game. Do not panic. I'll really most likely see you in about 3 or 4 days' time, just depending what happens with this weather. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.